For lunch today I'm making a rainbow sun-dried tomato and red cabbage salad. I'm using red cabbage horizontally sliced and turning the cabbage as we go. So turn it as you go, like that. So cutting it like this makes it very, very fine and you get these very thin slivers. So cut it very finely, very carefully, right across the cabbage. So you notice it isn't going vertically but more horizontally. Even if you cut a chunk out, you can still slice it on the horizontal to make very fine, thin slivers. Because you can see the folds of the cabbage all folded up on itself. And when we're cutting it this way, it looks really attractive, very pretty. It contains properties which help us to relax and feel calm. And now for some lettuce. This is a romaine lettuce, and just cutting it again horizontally across, about 1 centimetre in width. So you can even use the stalk. Just cut around the outer parts, like so. So using the stalk means that all the vitamins and minerals from the soil come up through the stalk into the lettuce. So this is the most nourishing part. That goes into compost. And then these sprinkle round the outside. Just to cover around the outer edge, like so. And then we're going to use sun-dried tomato, which are from Greece, Greek sun-dried tomatoes. Pile them on top of one another and slice through quite thinly, and then slice through and cut them into thin strips. Then take them together in a bundle and chop from the ends and cut them into little pieces, making a claw shape with your fingers, keeping your fingertips well out of the way. And they're rich in lycopene, which is the antioxidant property of tomatoes, which helps to strengthen the heart and protect against any heart conditions. And then add them in on top of the red cabbage. Sprinkle those around on the lettuce and the cabbage. And now I'm using some pear. Pear's a subacid fruit that's very juicy and refreshing. I'm just going to use half a pear, cut it in half again. Once it's cut in half, core down the centre and remove the core. This is quite easy to do with a soft pear like this. And start from the tip and work your way down. And just take out the core. So peel the pear. Just makes it juicier for a recipe like this. And take the final part out like that. And now cut the pears into slices by cutting from the top to bottom lengthways. And then cut them round into pieces, about 1 centimetre apart, bite size, like that. And then I'm going to sprinkle it on top. Just put them around the outside or in the centre part. And now I'm going to add lentils and mung beans. These are living lentils, so they've grown for a few days now, about 3 days. So these are very useful. We use a lot of these in raw living foods recipes. They're really nutritious and make you glow. They're very, very nourishing and enriching. And our mung beans. These are, you're probably familiar with as bean sprouts in Chinese recipes and Chinese food. These are going to grow and sprouted for 4 days. And they contain lots of cooling properties, so they're great for summer recipes and for being cool, and for protein as well. And now I'm going to add peas. These are pea shoots which have been growing for about 5 days, and they grow in a container like this, a tray, with compost and soil, and they're a really rich source of proteins and amino acids, and they're fantastic for a chlorophyll source as well. And chlorophyll is the green part of the leaves and the shoots, which helps our blood and our blood cleansing, because chlorophyll is only one molecule away from our own hemoglobin, our blood. And chlorophyll is much like a plant's lifeblood, and it helps with our blood as well. So it strengthens our hearts and reduces any incidences of heart conditions. So using these sprouts, they contain a lot of energy naturally, far more than in their pea state. So it's better to have these little sprouts and to eat them grown and to grow them. And then we can absorb all that energy, and it helps us become more radiant and stronger. It strengthens our skin fibres and our muscle fibres. And it's the type of things that we can have as part of a vegan and raw diet as well, for strength and nutrition that way. So these are really great to add in to all sorts of foods. Now I'm going to cut a few down here, just trim through. And just cutting the tips, the stalks, right at the base. Oops. So right at the base of the pea. And these will grow back again, these peas, in a few days' time. They'll still probably sprout again, so you can use them twice. So once we've harvested the pea shoots, I'm going to place them around the plate, around the outer edge, and just decorate the plate with them. And if you need some more, and just add in a few more. And cut the avocado in half and either scoop it out or peel the skin back. And anything that's a little bit bruised you can take out, and peel the other one as well. It just doesn't look so nice having anything that's a little bit bruised, so it's better to use the avocado flesh when it's very ripe, but also yellow and green as well in colour. You can cut through and slice them thinly. And place it into the centre of the salad. So over that side. It's like nature's butter. It contains lots of vitamin A. It's a really rich source of good fats, and it complements a salad like this in that it adds a lot of creaminess. And it's mild in flavour as well. Now for pumpkin seeds. These are again another rich source of protein and also zinc, which is good for skin health and metabolism. Sprinkle the pumpkin seeds onto the main salad. There we are. And now for a dressing, which is using olive oil and mix up in a jar. I've got some tahini here, which is a Turkish tahini. But you can use a nice raw tahini. Pour a little bit of the oil into the jar. Replace the lid and give it a shake. It combines with the tahini to make it a thinner dressing. It makes it just slightly thinner than having fresh tahini on its own. And I'm going to pour it over the salad. Just liberally pour it over the salad. So everything's covered in a nice layer. And now it's ready to eat.